Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the Frame Arms Girl Greifen kit. I've actually taken a look at the original Frame Arms Girl Greifen kit before I did that review, so you can go back and check that out if you want. So this review is probably going to be a little bit shorter because I won't go over a lot of the articulation, all that stuff I went over in the past review, because this is basically just a recolor of that. This is the Ultramarine version of that. So if you guys saw my past review of the Greifen, I said that it is a really great kit, one of my favorites in the line that I've built so far. Because it's really great for mecha model kit lovers like me. Obviously, if you build a lot of mecha model kits like Frame Arms or just Gunpla, whatever, this one has a lot of that. There's not so much girl. Obviously, it's still a girl character, but if you're kind of not really so into like the more girly kind of characters, then this one, there's a lot of robot in there, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I think it's a pretty good one for those of you guys who are maybe kind of like a little bit on the fence about these type of kits. I definitely recommend this one, but let's go ahead and check it out. The Ultramarine color version, basically, like I said, is just a recolor. The face options are different, and I think that's about it. I'm not sure what else is really too much different about this. I think that's really kind of about it, but I guess we'll find out when we get it open. So let's go ahead and take a look around the outside of the box here first. So as usual, we got some beautiful illustration artwork of the character there on the front of the box, and on the side, just the close-up of the head there, and the beautiful gradient on the side, which I just love the box art on these kits. Over here on the side of the box, you can see what she's going to look like with all the armor on there and then without. So again, for those of you guys who don't like these kits that have a lot of skin showing, very little skin showing on this one, so that should be good for you guys. And then I guess this is maybe going to have parts to make the suit in either black or white. I think maybe it's what this is just trying to say here. Either that, or of course obviously you can kit bash it. Just mixing the head with the original kit if you wanted the body in a different color. The original version, the body is mostly white, so I guess we'll see once we get the box open. I'm not sure exactly what that's pointing out, but then all the mecha suit does transform into this walker thing, which is pretty cool. And here's how it is going to look when it's just built up straight out of the box without any paint or anything on it, and it does look pretty good. Obviously just some panel lining and top coat around on those mecha parts, and it'd be looking pretty good, I think. Around here on the other side, you can see what our face options are going to be for this kit. So you got a couple of smiling faces and a little bit more happy face, so nothing really too crazy, nothing really all that exciting, but they do look good anyway. And then our decals are just going to be very minimal there, basically just for the eyes, and that's it. The list price for this kit coming in at 6,400 yen. So not too bad of a price. It is kind of pretty much standard for these type of kits. Inside here we've got basically 11 bags of runners, and then some other parts here in the bags, including our hands and stuff. We'll take a look at those in just a second. Let's just go ahead and take a look at our manual here first. Front of the manual just got the same box art there once again. On the back side is the Frame Arms Girl logo and our nice blue to purple gradient there. On the inside here, a couple of sample photos showing some different poses that you can do with that. There's the Frame Arms Greifen kit that this is based off of. You got our parts list over here, and it just goes on through the constructions. So you'll build the body first, and then all the mecha stuff and weapons and all that, and then combine them together. Let's just go ahead and skip back to our back page here, where we've got the color guide. So the color guide and decal guide, I guess, which is just the decals for the eyes again. So not really too much in the way of decals, but the color guide is all here for you if you want to check that out. It's all in Japanese. And there's a look at the decal sheet. Very minimal, but those eye decals do look pretty good. Alright, so there's our pre-printed faces. As usual, they look very nice, beautifully done, and then we'd also have a little pre-painting on this neck piece there as well. And a couple other pre-painted parts here are for the little necktie bit, and then this piece here for her open mouth as well. We've got our usual base plate here for the stand in a kind of light warm gray color. Some poly caps on this skin tone PC runner. And we've got some hands on our hand tree here in this really dark purplish navy color. Closed fists, open resting hands, and open expressive hands. Runner A is going to be in this really nice light blue minty kind of looking color. Runner B is going to be all of our skin tone parts. Like I said, pretty minimal, not a lot of skin on this kit. Runner C getting into more of like the clothing parts for the body, and confirmed we are going to have this set of clothing in both light and dark versions, so you'll have your choice. Obviously if you paint, it doesn't matter, but you'll have all the parts here to make the body in either light or dark color. The white color is slightly bluish white. There's like a drop of blue in there, it looks like. And then the darker color is in like a kind of grayish blue kind of color. It looks quite nice. So runner D here then, as well as more parts for the body, and then we've got that in both colors as well. Also in the D runner, you'll have your holding hand parts are on here as well too. Those aren't molded on the handed tree. Then runner E is some joint parts for the kit as well, so we've got that in both colors also. Then the F runner is our brown parts for the body, and runner H is some gray parts for the body. So these brown and gray parts are only going to be just in one color option. It's only the rest of the colors that you have the options between. And then runner I is our clear parts for the kit, one for the weapon blade and then one for the helmet. These are in a really nice kind of clear orange color. Now runner J starting to get into all the mechanical parts for it. This is in a really nice light purplish pinkish kind of color. Same thing here for runner K, and also these parts just have a lot of really great detail on them as well. And runner L as well, and we've got two of this L runner. Runner M is a nice big runner here of warm gray for all the mechanical kind of joint parts. And those are going to be continued here onto runner N as well. We've got two of this N runner. And lastly, in this really nice red color here, we've got runner O for basically the missile tips there for kind of missile launchers for this kit. So there you go, a lot of stuff in there, and aside from it just being in new colors, you have some color options in there as well too. So rather than giving us like totally new parts, I guess basically the thing with this kit is that they're giving you some more color options in the box, which is fine, and that's good, especially if you don't paint. But if you paint, it's not really too much exciting there, but still the kit looks great, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to look once it's all put together. Let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll see. Alright guys, here she is all built up, and as for the color of her uniform, like we have the two different colors, and so I just built her up as the like official photographs to show her. Of course you can build it all black or all white, you can choose mix and match however you might like, which is really cool. So that's definitely one great point about this kit, especially if you're not going to be painting. But obviously the main feature that is especially cool about this too is just all that mechanical armor around on her, which does a lot of really cool stuff. And not only that, it looks awesome as well, and it's really super detailed. You got a ton of detail around on there, so you can just imagine once you got some panel liner on this, throw some waterslide decals around on there too, which unfortunately are not included. But it's definitely going to be looking very cool once you've gone in and done some work on all those mechanical bits. But even just straight out of the box, it does look really cool as well too, the figure especially. So let's go ahead and take a closer look. So as for accessories, kind of the main one is just going to be this knife here, which can plug onto the back of her body. But if you still want to use the connection base for this action base or something, that is going to take the plug. So what you'll need to do then is just use this adapter piece, which will allow you to plug this onto her back, while you'll still have a place to plug the action base onto there as well. Now this also folds out. This blade part folds out, and you use the handle in there like that to make the extended version of that. Of course, you could also make it a little bit different if you want to be holding it like that. It's a little bit weird or something, but you know, you could get creative with this. Also maybe holding it like this so it looks a little bit more sort of like an axe or something, I guess. Anyway, we got this little connector piece, which is going to be used for when the armor is all transformed into the walker form. And then of course our different hand and face options, which we saw while we were going through the unboxing portion. So basically that's going to be about it for her accessories. So there's not a lot, but what we can do with this kit is just a lot of different stuff that you can do here just with what's on the kit already. So while it doesn't necessarily have a lot of like exterior accessories, it's all kind of all built in. Now the hat obviously can be removed if you prefer it without, which I kind of do. And then you have this ball joint sticking up off the top. What you need to do actually for that is just turn that piece upside down. You need to remove the hair off of here. Just remove that piece out of there, turn it around so that it's facing in. And I guess since we got the hair off, might as well just swap this out and give you guys a little demonstration right now. So this is how you would swap out the hair for putting on the part here on the front of the helmet. But you can see then there the ball joint has gone off the top of there, so if you didn't want to have the hat on. And then this just plugs onto these little bits here on the side of the head. And there you've got your full helmet, which looks pretty cool. Now the hair obviously articulated here on the back as well too, and those clear parts looking very nice, so those move around. And as far as the articulation in general, I'm not going to go through all of it because basically everything on this moves. These arms all move out, this part moves out, you got just joints everywhere on these actual hand parts. Each finger moves on its own. You've got points of articulation between the fingers as well too, so they're super nicely articulated. The easier thing for me to do would just be to show you guys some posing examples with this, because I think that would just save a lot of time and energy rather than going through all the articulation of this. But you also have these fold out arms there at the back of the arms with a little claw on here as well too. Those open up. That opens up like that, so you can hold something in that, I think, probably, if you wanted to as well too. And then the other accessory too would be her actual like machine gun sort of rifles, which are kind of built into this armor now. But later I'll show you this. I'll show you the figure without all this stuff on, and then I'll take off those machine guns as well too. And then also you can use those to make some bazookas as well. So you have basically either 2 machine guns or 2 bazookas, or 1 and 1. You can't have 2 bazookas and 2 machine guns. Giving you 4 weapons, you can only have 2, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, then just for a quick size comparison, here she is compared to your average HG 144 scale Gundam kit. So you can see, going to be pretty standard frame arms girl size, but if you're unfamiliar with the sizing of them, there you go. There you have it, guys. Now we'll just try out a few different poses so I can show you guys some of the articulation and how you can work with kind of the robot parts and weaponry and all that for this kit. This is a really great kit. I really enjoyed checking out the first original version, and now this Ultramarine version is also a lot of fun. It's such a really enjoyable kit, I think, and I mean, of course, that's just my personal opinion, but for those of you guys who are into like the Frame Arms Girl Megami Device kits, I would definitely recommend checking out one of the 2 versions of the Greifen. If you're not really into these type of kits and you've made it to this point in the video, I would also recommend for you guys to check out this kit, because it's one where I think a lot of people get kind of oddly enough, in terms of the wording of this, get turned off to these kind of kits because they feel weird about the girls not having a lot of clothing on or something like that, where this particular version is, for the most part, mostly clothed. So I guess those people who are a little bit prude about that can feel better with this type of kit. But then also, like I said before, there's a lot of robot to enjoy with this. So if you're used to just building a lot of mecha kits and things like that, there's still all the robot part of this, and then transforming it into the walker form is also pretty cool. It's kind of interesting, just a unique thing, and it works really well. I mean, whether you necessarily like the looks of that form or not, it does do the transformation well, and it's convincing enough, I think. So I mean, no matter which way you end up having the kit, with all the armor and all the mechanical parts and all that on, it looks really great, and you have all the different things with the claws, the big hands, the weapons and everything. Or with that off, I think just as a base figure, it looks, I really like just the character design of this figure as well too, of the Greifen girl, without all the stuff on there as well too. It's just a really cool character design. I think it's kind of a little bit similar to the Luden's design, just I think maybe just because of the way her outfit looks, how it has like all like the mechanical kind of parts on the actual like suit as well too, and it's got like the straps and bits and everything. It's kind of similar to the Luden's kit. But obviously, as you guys can tell, it's definitely one of my favorites in the line for sure. Really enjoyed this kit, so yeah, I'll just highly recommend you guys to check it out if you get a chance. And so as always, guys, if you want to check out any Frame Arms Girl kits or anything, you can check the link down in the video description to USA Gundam Store. You can use my coupon code there as well, ZakuAurelius10, save 10% off everything in the store as well. I just want to say a big thank you to you guys for all your support, liking the video, commenting, subscribing, all that. Greatly appreciated, and just thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. If you have any other questions or comments, of course, feel free to leave those down below as well. And just hope you're all having a great day. See you guys later. Bye-bye.